post-traumatic stress disorder, also known as PTSD, and its symptoms.
Now, the charity Combat Stress has launched a challenge called March in March to help raise awareness and money, of course, for life-changing treatment, which will support veterans who've been affected. Let's talk to current veteran, we should say, rather than former veteran, still a veteran, always a veteran, also Director of Fundraising at Combat Stress, Robert Marsh. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And we've got Bosco down here as well, who may go for a wander around the studio, who's a
Oh, I hope you get to see
dog.
him. He's the most beautiful dog.
I mean, we've talked about PTSD for a long time. Shell shock is what it was, back in the day.
Yeah.
Are we coming to any more of an understanding in the general public as just exactly what it is and how badly some people are affected?
Well, you would have thought so, but our research shows that the British public don't really understand, A, what a veteran is, how many there are, and what post-traumatic stress disorder is. So it's great that in the last census, people are asked to tick a box saying, are you a veteran? And it shows that there are over 1.5 million veterans in the UK. But PTSD is as old as human conflict itself. So, there's evidence back to ancient Greeks and the Egyptians that people were suffering from combat-related stress. But the symptoms are, in TV and film, it's depicted as flashbacks and nightmares and those sorts of things, but it can affect other areas of life as well, so sleep, anxiety, and it really does disrupt people's lives, particularly veterans, which is why combat stress exists, to help those veterans.
Yeah. How common is it in the veteran community for those who've been in action?
Well, I think the important thing to say is that the vast majority of people who served in the armed forces have a very positive experience and leave and go into civilian life and contribute and have a very successful second career or third career or fourth career. There is a small, significant minority that need our help. And some of the research suggests that those that have been in a combat role, about 20% do suffer from PTSD.
It's high, isn't it?
Is it? I don't. Well, is it?
Well, in a way, I think Ellie's right. It sounds quite high,
yeah.
But we need to put it into context, don't we? Because there's also a stigma around it, isn't there? The idea that, well, you're meant to be a soldier, that it's a sign of weakness. Some of the people that we meet and we spend time with who've served have been and who suffer from this have been through the most horrific situations. It's not a sign of weakness, is it? It's a sign of just being human.
Yes, absolutely. It's not a sign of weakness at all. And the military are becoming much better at talking about mental health as on a parity with physical health. So that's really good. But other commentators, so Prince William and Prince Harry have talked about mental health themselves, and that helps enormously. It helps to normalise it in the population. And of course, Johnson Bahari talked about his own issues, and of course he is the bravest of the brave. And so if somebody like that can say, I have some mental health issues, then it helps for the veteran population to come forward and say, I need some help.
What support is out there for veterans who are experiencing PTSD? There are groups such as yourself and the work that you do.
So we work in partnership with the NHS, and a lot of veterans have tried to access healthcare or mental health care through the NHS, haven't been satisfied and then come to Combat Stress. We, last year, 14,000 people, veterans, accessed our help and support, which is actually, that's a significant number. We think, the numbers aren't clear, but we think that we could probably see 28,000. I think there's probably, there's a doubling of our capacity would probably meet the need.
Yeah.
But that's where which is why March in March is so important, because it's one of our very easy, accessible fundraisers. It's just walking 10 miles or running 10 miles in March to help us raise money and awareness, of course, which is really, really important.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not too big a challenge for anyone to take part in, is it? Which is important.
No, exactly.
For those people who are watching, who are veterans or no veterans or even still serving, right? and they think, well, do I fall into this category or not? It's worth pointing out, isn't it, that, I mean, this obviously, it's an umbrella term, isn't it? It could be a whole range of symptoms, of issues, of severities involved in all of this.
Yeah. Well, if people feel they're struggling, then they can go onto our website, which is combatstress.org.uk. There are lots of very useful self-help guides there. But there's also the helpline number as well, which is 0800 138 1619. And that's 24 hours. And all of the people that answer that telephone are trained counsellors. Yeah. So if you have a problem, or you know of a loved one that has a problem, or somebody that is in your employ who has a problem, then go to the Combat Stress website and have a look.
And there's no shame in it.
No.
Not at all.
Robert, thank you very much indeed. I don't know if Bosco will...
Bosco,
hello, darling.
do you want to come say hello to everyone?
Go on.
This way. And I don't know if we can get it on the camera.
I hope we can.
Well, we've got to get Bosco on the telly because you, my darling,
we need a little step for him.
Does he have a role, or is he literally just wearing the jacket for?
Well, he is. He is a therapy dog.
He's a therapy dog.
He's great.
And last week did help a veteran who had some anxiety issues.
Oh, really?
But he's fantastic, and of course, I do a lot of walking, which is why
you can see him now.
Just about, yeah.
Bosco, come here, darling. Mum. I mean, therapy dogs and things are incredible, aren't they?
Yes.
The work that they do. Yeah. You're a beauty. Lovely. Look, we better leave it there, else I'm going to get told off for waffling on. Really good to see you.
Really
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.